Well, I wasn't expecting some granny porn, but this movie brings it. Welcome back, guys. I just watched a movie called Besetment. This movie is about Amanda, who is struggling to find a job, and out of nowhere, she gets a call from Mildred, who lives like 80 or 100 miles away. She offers her this maid job at the hotel, and she's like, you know what? This comes with the room, so this might be a fit for you. Amanda, of course, is struggling with her alcoholic mother, is like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go and live there and work from there. So already, like, the job offer is already a little bit shady because it's like freaking far away. She doesn't really know how she got the job application from her, or she didn't even apply for that job, now that I think about it. And you know, when she does move to the hotel, she starts to find out like more things about Mildred and Billy, because they're not saying who they are, and at the same time there's not a whole lot of people staying in this hotel, by the way. So that's already a sign of weirdness. And as the movie progresses, of course, you find out like more intentions of what's really going on. The movie itself is not a long movie, but it really drags when it's trying to tell its story. There's a whole bunch of exposition between Amanda and Mildred, like trying to find out who they really are, especially Mildred, because she gets a whole bunch of background about her husband, you know, Billy, where they come from and how they got the freaking hotel. And I feel like the movie lingered on that for at least like 30 to 35 minutes, and that took forever, and there was like no action for me. And at that time I was like already ready to check out, and I was like, okay, this is taking a little bit too long for anything. Like nothing really has happened besides like one jump scare where Billy's trying to help Amanda with her car. Now the movie itself is pretty low budget, but the biggest downfall was that they couldn't tell the story. The story itself is pretty like straightforward, I would say, but at the same time it's like there's no intentions on why they're doing what they're doing to Amanda, or you know, how they got to that point. Like I said previously, you know, they did cover some backstory about her husband and whatnot, but that really doesn't explain the level of craziness that Mildred had. The movie itself doesn't really have a lot of great acting, I would say. The best actor in the movie was Marlon Mason, who was very like devoted to her role. And let me remind you, there is a sex scene that I'm still trying to get rid of out of my mind because it was really disturbing, and probably the worst thing that I saw in the movie, and honestly probably the weirdest sex scene I've seen in any movie. It is borderline granny porn, and that was just weird. Billy and Amanda's mom's characters are probably the weakest things in the movie because they really didn't add like a whole lot of stuff to the movie besides being awkward. Amanda's mom looked like she could have been Amanda's sister because they looked like almost the same age at one point. And I get that, you know, there's some moms that look better than the daughters, but in this case it was kind of just, it didn't make sense. It wasn't believable. And then the ending itself takes a really strange turn because, okay, there is a wedding in the movie that, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm going with the story, why not, let's believe it. But then it takes a weird turn at the very end where it's like, okay, plot twist, this happens, and then I was just like why involve a kid? I didn't get that part. So I was maybe really confused as to why they decided to end that rather than finishing with a wedding part, because I think that was it. But they were like, nope, let's add in like another extra 5 minutes just to confuse the shit out of you. But in the end, guys, Besetment really didn't impress me that much, honestly. The only reason I really wanted to watch this movie was because of the cover art. I really liked how they had Amanda like freaking out with her mouth like sewn in or whatever, and I was like, oh shit, that looks pretty cool. But I really didn't like it, so I'm gonna give this one a 1.5 out of 5. Also, if you guys are new to my channel, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell at the bottom. I do have a Facebook page. You can just look up for Eddy shows and movie reviews. I'll put the link down below. Also on my Twitter, you can follow me at fmo1126. And if you guys like this video, make sure to like it, and again, subscribe. But as always, guys, stay tuned.